I'm knocking him out. Don't say I'm beating him. I'm not gonna beat him. I'm knocking him out. I'm knocking Tank out. I'm knocking him out. I'm knocking him out. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, I'm knocking him out. I'm knocking him out. I'm knocking him out.
Keyshawn Davis has made it clear that he's no longer willing to sit back. After years of challenging Gervonta Tank Davis, another surprising interview has pushed the situation forward. His message was simple. Tank, your time is coming.
I prefer Tank Davis, the top guy. I would go for the top guy. If I could choose, I would choose Tank Davis. I would not Tank short out. Tank is a great fighter. Hats off to Tank. I'm not even about to just do all that. Like, Tank is a great fighter. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody knows that he got the power, he got the skill and ability, he's patient, you know what I'm saying? But I know who I am. That little short can't touch me. And I'm coming with that same shit he coming with, and you know that. His coach Kenny, you know, got a lot to say. You know what I'm saying? Tells him to go fight the from Cuba. No, nigga, I'm gonna fight Tank. Stop mentioning other people when I mention your fighter. What you talking about, boy? Like, don't play with me, bro. Y'all know how I'm coming. Tank, if you wanna fight, send me a contract, bro. Tank, you know.
And this goes far beyond an ordinary challenge. Keyshawn sees a potential matchup with Tank as a defining rivalry for this generation, comparable to Crawford and Spence. It's a bold comparison, but considering the events that unfolded on March 1st, there may be more behind that claim than people realize.
Cards. Judge at the ringside, Eric Marlinsky scores about 115 to 113 in favor of Gervonta Davis. Judges Steve Weisfeld and Glenn Feldman both scored about 114 to 114, even a draw. The decision is a majority draw.
Tank came away from his matchup with Lamont Roach with a disputed draw, despite entering the bout as the clear favorite. On the other hand, Keyshawn didn't simply get past Dennis Baranek. He put on a dominant performance from start to finish. That result has only increased his confidence and made him believe the opportunity is there. Now the bigger issue is whether Tank is actually prepared to take on this challenge, or whether Keyshawn has a point about him avoiding the matchup. Let's take a closer look at everything that has led to this situation.
Like, I beat Tank too, as well. Only time I seen him come out fast, is Santa Cruz. I know boxing, and also I know myself, so.
Since entering the professional ranks, Keyshawn Davis has consistently targeted the biggest challenges available to him at lightweight. One name, however, has remained especially high on his list: Gervonta Tank Davis. For years, Keyshawn has made it known that he wants the opportunity to share the ring with him.
Hey, a world title. But also, we gonna come back to Norfolk, man, so y'all don't forget about me. Y'all keep supporting DB3. But a world title definitely gonna be next. 2025, we got big plans for everybody in the boxing world. Hey, Gervonta, knock, knock.
And you've been on that all week. Listen.
Long before capturing a world championship, Keyshawn was already making his intentions known. Following his knockout victory over Lemos, he publicly called for a showdown with Tank. The question was, how would Tank respond to the challenge?
The nigga trash. And not, I'm talking about the opponent. Oh, the opponent. Burn trash. Ass. I just don't like how this guy come in the game and he don't know nothing about the sport. Like, he don't know nothing about the sport. And everybody going over there, like, he wasn't even pitting, like, at first he wasn't even pitting people that know stuff about the sport in position. He was just saying, like, yeah, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. You don't know nothing about the sport. How you gonna do that?
But he got money.
Yeah, but all money not good money. I'm not about to, hell no.
Yeah, what about you since 4 Lamborghinis and Ferraris, you still?
Huh?
On the Ring magazine, they put you as #1.
Tank's response was simple. Keyshawn wasn't ready for that level of competition. But after Keyshawn stopped Gustavo Lemos, his message became even more direct. He made it clear that he wanted the best names in the division, with Tank standing out as his main target. That opportunity still didn't materialize. Then, in February 2025, Keyshawn faced Dennis Baranek in another major test. He didn't leave any doubt about his ability, scoring a brutal knockout and capturing the WBO lightweight championship. With that performance, Keyshawn established himself as a serious force at 135 pounds.
I'm my own champion at the end of the day. I don't need Gervonta Tank Davis. It takes two to tango. How many times y'all want me to keep saying this man's name for him to get in the damn ring? Either he gonna fight me or he ain't. Everybody already knows I want to fight him. I don't gotta keep screaming his man's name. Fuck him. I don't gotta keep screaming his name. I'm making my own lane without fighting big names. I'm creating a big name without fighting big names. Eventually, a big name's gonna get in there with me, whether he got the balls to fight me or not. I'm gonna keep creating my own lane. I'm gonna keep knocking these barriers down, and I'm gonna keep rising to the top, and eventually I will be the face of boxing. Just might not be right now, it might not be next year, but do he have the balls to fight me? Stop asking me about Gervonta. Go ask him about.
That very evening, Tank was in attendance at ringside, taking in the action firsthand. Yet rather than showing interest in a potential matchup with Keyshawn, he remained quiet and made no public challenge. Then the story shifted on March 1st, when Tank stepped into the ring for what became one of the most difficult tests of his career.
A draw? Okay then, we got a draw. It was a draw. A draw? Y'all still trying to say I can't do this, I can't? Okay.
At this point, a matchup with Keyshawn would be more than an interesting option. It could be an important step for Gervonta's career. To understand why, it's worth revisiting what unfolded that night at Barclays Center. Tank entered the bout expected to handle Tank-Roach without much trouble. Instead, the fight became increasingly difficult as the rounds went on. By the 9th, Roach was giving him serious problems, avoiding Tank's biggest punches, finding success with his jab, and taking advantage of openings in Tank's defense. Then came the moment that stunned everyone watching. During the 9th round, Roach connected with a sharp jab, and Tank went down to one knee.
I'm one of the best fighters in the world, man, and it showed tonight. He probably wasn't welling when he said that Greece got in his eye, but if you voluntarily take a knee and the rest start counting, it should be a knockdown. If that's a knockdown, I win the fight. So, I mean, it is what it is. I'm not banking on that knockdown to win. I just thought I pulled it out.
Tank immediately gathered himself, wiped around his eye, and looked toward his corner. For the first time, he appeared visibly shaken by what was happening in the ring. Referee Steve Willis did not rule the moment as a knockdown, but the judges scored it differently. That decision ultimately played a major role in producing the disputed draw.
Honestly, I thought I should have won without that being counted a knockdown. Look, I ain't the ref. I ain't really, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he had to wipe sweat out his eye, he had to wipe sweat out his eye. But the rules do state, if you voluntarily take a knee, then that's an automatic hit. But it is what it is. I wasn't relying on that. I was relying on what I was doing in it. I think I was taking control. I think I was landing more shots. I think I was landing more power shots. And I thought I was doing my thing. So I'm not really that frustrated about that. But if that was kind of a knockdown, I would win the majority decision.
This wasn't simply a disappointing performance. It exposed some serious weaknesses. Tank has traditionally depended heavily on his power, but against Roach, several key parts of his game seemed to disappear. His accuracy and timing were inconsistent. His movement around the ring lacked its usual sharpness, and his ability to avoid punches wasn't at the level fans have come to expect.
Pues ahora sí que dieron una gran pelea, ahora sí que me sorprendió la pelea que dio Tank-Roach y bueno, fue una gran pelea para todos los aficionados.
¿Tú crees que fue un empate?
No, yo creo que no, creo que le quedaron a deber la caída a Tank-Roach, pero bueno, decisión de los jueces y del referee que no le hizo válida la caída, no le hizo el conteo.
¿Qué le fue mal en esta pelea para Gervonta? ¿Qué fue lo que no hizo para que los jueces le den esta pelea? ¿Tú qué piensas?
Bueno, él nada más apostó a un solo round, a un solo golpe para poderlo noquear, y el cual Loma venía muy bien preparado, muy bien concentrado en el plan de trabajo. Bueno, creo que a Tank le faltó presionar, tirar más golpes para ser más contundente y que se viera más efectivo a la hora de la victoria.
¿Te gustaría ver una revancha entre ellos?
Pues estaría muy agradable, así que la primera estuvo muy buena, yo creo que la segunda.
When the fight ended, a large portion of the crowd believed Lamont Roach had done enough to get his hand raised. The tension inside Barclays Center was obvious, while respected names such as Terrence Crawford and Shakur Stevenson also argued that Roach had earned the victory. This reaction went well beyond the fans, with established fighters sharing the same assessment of the bout.
Man, he got lucky as a draw. He did a good fight though. I thought he won it, but man, he gotta just create more action. That's a sparring session as far as I'm concerned. But god damn, that's not the Gervonta I know.
The outcome was hard to believe because Tank entered the bout widely expected to come away with another victory. Instead, Roach's performance highlighted several weaknesses in Tank's overall game that had rarely been exposed so clearly before.
Did you get your hair done 2 days before the fight?
Yeah. I ran water over it today, but I must ain't do it enough.
Can you describe what the feeling was like in the ring? And was it to get the towel out, to get the burn out of your eyes, or what was going on? And
I didn't want to get caught. I didn't want to get caught while my eyes was burning, and you know, like, you can get knocked out like that, so I'd rather take the knee than, you know. But I didn't really know that you can like get disqualified for all that, or like when you start counting, I'm like, what the hell? But I don't know. It's cool.
The disputed result has raised serious questions about how secure Tank's position at the top really is. With ambitious young contenders like Keyshawn Davis pushing toward the spotlight, Gervonta now has even more reason to show that he remains one of the division's elite. At the same time, Keyshawn has continued to build momentum and look increasingly dangerous. Put those two situations together, and a matchup between them has arguably become more compelling than ever.
So Tank will put me to sleep. Now everybody that y'all keep saying, bro, put me to sleep. Y'all keep saying, bro, put me to sleep. Now, when I put him to sleep, what are y'all gonna say? Practice that right now. Text that right now. Pretend that I just put bro to sleep and text that right now. What are y'all going to say when I put him to sleep? Practice that. Practice that. Because when it happens, it's not gonna be so natural. It's not gonna be natural for y'all to text that. So practice when I do knock him out. What are y'all going to say? Tell me. Right? Everybody keeps talking about, oh, when he put you to sleep, he's all right, cool. But what are y'all gonna say when I put him to sleep? Tell me. Somebody said, you the GOAT.
Things took an unexpected turn when discussion around a possible Tank-Roach rematch began gaining momentum. Keyshawn stepped forward with a different suggestion for Roach: leave the rematch aside for now and face him instead. His idea was to have Shakur Stevenson and Tank settle their own matchup, while he takes on Lamont Roach. In Keyshawn's view, there was no reason for Roach to rush straight back into a second fight with Tank.
You want my honest opinion? I feel like me and Lamont Roach, stylistically, is the hottest fight in the weight division. Yeah. Lamont Roach stood right there with Gervonta, the hardest puncher in the division, right? Ooh. So put him up against me. I'm not going nowhere.
Y'all really gonna box, man.
We're gonna fight. I feel like stylistically, that's one of the best matchups in the division for sure.
It's gonna be a lot of rolling in that fight.
You know, I'm an argumentative motherfucker.
It's
right?
gonna be high pace.
When I have my belief is my belief. Leave me the fuck alone. I'm gonna go there. When it comes to Shakur and Tank, a lot of people have mentioned that fight. A lot of people say, when I'm arguing with them, going back and forth, they're like, oh, Shakur's ducking. I'm like, I just don't believe that. Mm-hmm. I don't. Obviously, you're closer to that situation.
Oh, yeah, yep.
You think Shakur's ducking?
Ain't nobody scared of nobody. Ain't nobody scared of nobody. It's all about the bread at the end of the day. In the perfect world, if I can have it, how I want to have it, thank God Lamont Roach made a name for 135 division because we needed somebody. But let's be real. So now we got a new person. Thank God. So now we got Lamont Roach. If I can have it my way, Shakur and Tank, y'all go ahead and fight. Y'all go ahead and do that. Y'all go ahead and do that. Let me fight Lamont.
I like that.
Y'all don't rematch just yet. Cause y'all still gonna have to rematch. Y'all still can rematch.
Yeah.
However it goes between me, Lamont, and Shakur and Tank. However it goes, y'all still can rematch.
Still, many fans believe there's another motive behind Keyshawn's suggestion. In their view, he may be trying to prevent Roach from getting another opportunity with Tank because he wants that matchup for himself. And given how long Keyshawn has been calling for the fight, the pressure could continue to build. If Tank keeps moving in other directions, some people may eventually question whether he is deliberately steering clear of Keyshawn.
I'm not sure, bro. I'm definitely not sure, but hopefully we could get it before. Nah, it probably won't be this year.
Is that the one you want next?
It's definitely the one I want next, but it's not gonna be next. You might see it in a minute.
Here's the bigger issue. Tank appears to be moving away from the idea of facing Lamont Roach again, and the reason becomes easier to understand when you revisit their first meeting. Something clearly wasn't right with Gervonta that night. Did I end the 9th round? He dropped to a knee while dealing with problems involving his eye, and throughout the fight, he seemed unable to find his usual rhythm. His reactions looked slower, and he appeared noticeably unsettled. It was a version of Gervonta Davis that fans had rarely seen before.
Relying on that. I was relying on what I was doing in there. I think I was taking control. I think I was landing more shots. I think I was landing more power shots. And I thought I was doing my thing. So I'm not really that frustrated about that.
Tank is aware that the first meeting revealed problems in his performance. Unless those issues are addressed, another bout with Roach could create an even tougher situation for him. That may help explain why the rematch has not moved forward, giving the impression that Tank would rather leave the first fight behind. That a review of the bout by NYX also examined the details of what went wrong for Gervonta and highlighted several notable issues. Despite the controversy surrounding the result, the official decision remained unchanged. Roach continues to push for another opportunity, while Tank has remained largely silent and has given no clear indication that he plans to make the rematch happen.
I already signed. My first contract is signed for an immediate rematch in the case of a draw or if I win. So I'm already contractually signed to a rematch. It's on him. I hope we can get it done because I want to show the world again that wasn't a...
This is where the rematch clause becomes important. Roach is pushing hard for another opportunity, and the contractual agreement may be the main reason a second meeting remains on the table. He wants another chance to settle the result and demonstrate that he can genuinely defeat Tank inside the ring.
I just so happen to be a boxing fan that the fact that I do watch him fight, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really like boxing.
Are you open to immediate rematch?
In my contract, immediate rematch was signed. I signed for the immediate rematch when I signed for the first fight.
Right.
Just in case he lost or just in case it was a draw.
So when you got a rematch clause, how long we take it?
It's up to the A side and when they want to fight. So I'm thinking it's gonna be soon. I'm hoping it's gonna be soon. Let's say that.
What is soon to you? When you say soon to me, I'm thinking a month.
I'm thinking July.
I'm thinking July for sure.
Tank may appear unfazed, but his continued lack of response only adds to the speculation that Roach represents a serious challenge. Before agreeing to another meeting, Gervonta would need to identify and correct the problems that affected him in their first fight. Now picture a matchup between Gervonta Davis and Keyshawn Davis. That would be a major event for boxing. For Tank, taking on Keyshawn could also provide another high-profile option while putting the Roach rematch on hold. Keyshawn has established himself as one of the division's most talented fighters. Mike Tyson has also spoken highly of his ability, particularly his understanding of the sport and his capacity to compete at an elite level. Keyshawn is no longer simply viewed as a rising prospect. His well-rounded style combines effective offense, disciplined defense, and sharp footwork that allows him to control distance and move smoothly in and out of exchanges. Keyshawn also uses his upper body movement effectively, which makes it difficult for opponents to land clean punches. He can evade incoming shots and respond with accurate counters almost immediately. His jab is another major weapon, allowing him to manage range and keep opponents from getting comfortable. And then there is his punching power. Keyshawn has the ability to hurt an opponent and produce a stoppage at virtually any stage of a fight. If Gervonta Davis and Keyshawn Davis eventually meet, the matchup would feature two very different approaches. Tank would bring his explosive punching and aggressive combinations, while Keyshawn would rely more heavily on movement, defense, and technical precision. The contrast in their styles could make the fight a fascinating test of timing, strategy, and control inside the ring.
Hey, Shakur, like I was telling Bud, it's either you or Keyshawn's gonna get tanked, so the walls are closing in, so awesome.
It's gonna be him though.
It makes sense. He's closer.
Big brother first.
Absolutely.
If Tank fails to prepare properly, Keyshawn could use his technical ability and fight IQ to create serious problems for him. A matchup like this could reveal even more weaknesses in Gervonta's game, making it a major risk with an equally significant reward. Keyshawn possesses the tools to turn the matchup into a memorable event, while fans would get the opportunity to see which fighter truly deserves to be considered the top lightweight. But what's your take? Is Tank deliberately staying away from Keyshawn, or is he simply waiting until the timing is right? Share your opinion in the comments. If you want to see this fight happen, support the video with a like, send it to other boxing fans, and subscribe for more boxing updates. I'll see you in the next one.